Listen, this is the man who sat with Jules, all right? Helped Jules write, record his set. He has been instrumental in Jules and Maria's life, and he's here with us tonight. This show would not have been the same without him. You can see him performing all over South Florida. My boy actually has a special on YouTube. You should definitely check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Milton Granadillo!
Everybody, what's up around the Venezuelan Chinatown? I love it, man. I love it. Thank you so much for coming here. I want to give it up for the most inspirational couple right over here. I salute you. Their story is so inspirational. They're so cool. But there's also one very special, inspirational person here that I will remiss if I don't mention that person. That person is me. Yes, actually, Jules and Mary went to a show like 2 years ago, and during my set, Jules saw me and he was like, if that idiot can do that, so can I. So we started writing jokes together. He performed a very tight 5-minute set back then, and then they wanted to like up the ante, and they were like, we want to do a show, and I was like, well, yeah, let's do a little show, and she was like, no, fucking Miami Improv. I'm like, let's do it, and here we are! Here we are! You are fucking welcome. So if there's any laughter today, I want you to thank me. And if there's something that you find not funny, blame God. I see some of Jules' family also. Shout out to you guys. You guys are fantastic. I would go to ride to their house and they would have like food for me. I was like, the little orphan, so thank you so much. Bringing your family to a show is a double-edged sword, though, In December, I was in Nashville, and my family was also there and had a show. So as I'm leaving, my mom was like, Milton, I would love to go to your show. And she doesn't speak anything of English, but I was like, you know what, Mom? Of course you can come. And then my dad was like, you know what? I will go and translate to her. Isn't that the most adorable thing you've ever heard? Isn't that beautiful? The only thing is that my dad is kind of deaf, and they sat on the first row, so all those poor gringos had to deal with, no, María, que él está diciendo que él no tiene novio. No tiene novia. ¿Y por qué? Bueno, no sé, no vamos a escuchar. And the guy was like, hi, how are you? Like, I was like comedian number 7, so there were at least 6 comedians that had to deal with Milton and Maria's Granadillo. Just do Google translating that shit. At some point, there was a guy that had like very like scatological humor, very sexual, and at that point, all the translating services just stopped. My mom was like, Mirto, ¿pero qué está diciendo? And my dad was like, shh, shh, shh. And my favorite was this guy that was like bombing hard. And then the guy was like, you know what? Maybe I'm funny in Spanish. So I'm gonna tell a joke, and I'm gonna let you translate to see what happens. So the guy tells the joke in English, doesn't land, and then he's like, sir, please translate. And my father is like, and my mom is like, no. Fuck yes, Maria, you're awesome. We're Venezuelan. I'm from Venezuela. Can I get a whoop whoop? Yes. Who here is from Venezuela? Clap it up if you're Venezuelan. Wow. There's some like happy clap, but there's also some like shameful clapping. Depends on the legal status. I feel you. I get you. It's fine. Yeah, if you're Venezuelan, it's very hard to explain the Venezuelan situation because it's so surreal, right? Because of all this socialist agenda, there's no food. There's no meat, for example. It's America's worst fears: communism and veganism. But yeah, it's always hard to explain, especially because Americans have like a different standard of what a crisis means. So every time an American friend is like, oh man, this inflation, how far can it get? It's like, oh baby. You have no idea, shut the fuck up. Also, I feel like Latinos are the only people that brag about how bad their country is going. We get super competitive, especially talking to other Latinos. We start playing like misery poker. Argentina is like, we have inflation. Colombia, we have drugs. Venezuela, we have dictatorship. Peru, we have too many Venezuelans. And then Haiti is like, hey guys. Fine, Haiti. You win. I remember when I freshly moved to the States, it was during hurricane season. So a friend was like, hey, Milton, I have to tell you something. You have to be very careful during hurricane season because there's not gonna be electricity, there's not gonna be gas, there's not gonna be food, and you can't leave your house at night because it's dangerous. And I was like, cool, but what's the problem? I don't understand. Tonight is a night of celebration. Let's celebrate fucking life. We made it. I also have very special things that I want to share with you guys that I'm very happy about. Guys, I just got my green card. Actually, I got it like 9 months ago, but I still have the new card smell. Also, it was very expensive, so I'm gonna keep celebrating that shit. So if after the show you wanna buy me a beer, you wanna give me a hug, you wanna start a GoFundMe, I take it all, man. Take it all. Now that I have the green card, I realize that I'm getting kind of cocky, you know? I feel like I keep fantasizing that I bump into an ICE officer, and I'm like, what's up, bro? Permanent resident, bro. What? Ice, go get my lemonade, bitch. What? With this face. But there's always things that, like, you know, keep my ego in check, you know, and like pull me down. Like I had to go to the DMV to change my status, and I think the DMV is the most democratic place in America because everyone gets treated equally, like shit. It's lovely, especially the one that is in Mall of the Americas. Mall of the Americas is like the Venezuelan of shopping malls, you know? No one understands how it's still there, you know? People that have never been, it's like, it's not so ugly. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Just for you guys to have an idea, if you've never been to Mall of the Americas, every year for Halloween, they turn the whole mall into a haunted house. They leave it exactly the same. It's amazing. But yeah, I came and I was like, hey, you know, I just got my green card, so I have to change my ID. And she was like, I don't care. I was like, okay. I used to do that joke using the TSA as an example, but I don't know if you guys know, but Florida TSA, now they're like super nice. It's very unsettling. They're very helpful, they're very kind. I think they're happy that you're leaving the state. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, one immigrant, yes. But yeah, last time I was traveling, the agent was like super nice, super helpful. And then at the end, the agent was like, where are you going, sir? Back to your country? I was like, Jesus Christ, I went to Nashville. Holy shit, man. So yeah, there's things that always keep my ego in check, you know. The other day after a show, this lady approached me and she was like, you're from Venezuela? I'm like, yes. And she's like, but your English is good. What do you mean with but? Like, lady, you don't know me. Back in my country, I was upper middle class. Lady, back in my country, I went to private school. Lady, back in my country, I was white. Granted, I understand that being upper middle class in Venezuela is kind of like flying first class on Spirit. Very relative. But yeah, I used to consider myself Latino and white. And then I went to West Palm Beach. And I saw some white people dancing. And then I was like, yes, I am not white. I get it now. But I'm trying to blend in with the Americans, with like white Americans. I'm trying to get like American Vices, for example. I got addicted to a drink called White Claw. If you don't know what White Claw is, good. You're making good decisions in life. Good for you. The name is very misleading. White Claw, Sounds like a hardcore drug. White Claw. Sounds like a metal band. White Claw. Sounds like a covert operation to kill Bin Laden. White Claw. But it's actually very tame alcohol with fruity flavor. So every time I order it, I feel like an idiot because I'm like, hey man, I want some White Claw. Yeah, what flavor? I don't know, mango. Yeah. I think it's great that Jules has his own beer, by the way. It's called right here, right now. Super nice. Prison Pals Brewery, get it? I wish I had like a brand of alcohol, but it would probably be like White Claw. But like White Claw in Spanish, like White Claw, And I would love to to have like the taste of being like Guanábana. Make it exotic, Yeah, I'm trying to like blend with Americans. I'm doing that whole like vintage thrifting things, Actually, I got these shoes at one vintage store called Sears. Can you believe that Sears still exists? When I went there the first time, I felt like when you're watching a movie and then an actor that you thought that was dead just pops up and you're like, oh shit! Wow, Richard Gere, good for you, man. I had that same feeling when I got to Sears, It's like a time capsule, and like all the employees are like very old, very viejitos, super nice. Like you don't know if they're like working at Sears or they're hunting it, But actually, this very nice fellow called Jose helped me out, and we talked about our families. We had like a very endearing moment. He helped me out, picked up a jacket, And when I went to pay, they asked me, "Did someone help you today?" And I was like, "Yeah, Jose." And they were like, "Jose has been dead for 35 years. What?" Yes. He was a ghost. Yes, speaking of like mystical things, I'm starting to believe in like horoscopes and signs, Mainly because I think it's a great tool to be shady without people judging you, I can say the worst things. I can be like, Rachel, wow, another boyfriend. Wow, quite a Capricorn, huh? It's perfect. Actually, I put up that joke on Instagram and someone sent me a DM like, by the way, I'm very triggered by your post. I think you should investigate more and like learn more about the science. And I was like, typical Pisces. Yes. What else can I tell you about myself? I have an American partner. Woo! I did it. We use the term partner because we are a 50-50 relationship, Also, we want to normalize the term. But mainly, I use the term partner because the word girlfriend, it's so hard for me to pronounce. Like, I can say girl and I can say friend, but girlfriend, I get like a... It's like Fort Lauderdale. Guys, I can't name that city without sounding like I'm having like a stroke underwater. It's like, Fort Lauderdale. Also, I feel it's like a very silly term, I'm a 37-year-old man, and I have to be like, I have a girlfriend. Ugh, what are you doing, man? People ask me all the time, like, what is it, how is it having like an American girlfriend? How you guys understand each other? And basically, having an American girlfriend, it's 70% of the time explaining that what I'm saying is not racist back in my country. And 30% of the time realizing that I come from a super racist country. But yes, I have a girlfriend. I also have depression. Who here has some sort of mental illness? Clap it up. Broken people are my people. I love it. And the rest of you, denial, guys. Just accept it, it's fine. That's very different. I can see the difference performing in front of a Hispanic audience versus an American audience. When I say that I have depression in front of an American audience, this always happens, you know. People clap, people start yelling, "You're so brave, no, you're so brave." We start high-fiving each other. We start playing like Pokemon cards, but with meds. I do Prozac, I do Xanax. I do Viagra, hey man, whatever works. But in front of a Hispanic audience, I'm like, I have depression, and they're like, no. No. Actually, I was at a show, and the comedian before me was talking about eating ass, very graphically. And then I'm like, I have depression, and they were like, too far, that's disgusting. Also, I understand that it's kind of like hard to understand that I have depression because I don't look depressed. Right now I look, I don't know, like a very tropical version of a Mormon, you know? You know, that joke is so true that Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons don't reach out to me anymore. Like, they don't hunt. Like, last time I passed through a Jehovah's Witnesses group, they just didn't bother. They just look at me and they gave me this, like, Fight Club look. They were like, ah, yes. One of us, yes, I get it. I can sing, guys, I can sing. But yeah, depression, yes. Because that's the thing about depression. Depression is not only being sad, yes, there's a sad factor to it, but you can be depressed and be sad, you can be depressed and be angry, you can be depressed and feel numb, you can have depression and feel suicidal, or you can be depressed and have all of the above, like going to the DMV, you know. All the feelings, it's great. And I think it's very important to talk about mental health, you know, I think it's very important to have the conversation. And the only thing is sometimes I feel like an asshole talking about depression with my psychologist, because my psychologist is in Venezuela. So last time I talked with her, she was like, well, I'm sorry that I'm logging in late. The thing is we haven't got electricity in the last 4 days. And I couldn't walk up the stairs because they were mugging people. So tell me, Milton, how are you? I'm like, I think I'm white. It's like, shut up, man. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, man. But I do feel like, you know, if you have any kind of mental illness or even physical illness, you know, find a friend, find some professional help, or fucking start doing stand-up, man. It's great. So thank you so much for showing up today. Thank you for your money. We need more. Give me more. The best thing you can do is that whoever didn't show up today, you guilt trip them tomorrow. And you're like, how dare you? I'm a fucking saint, you know? So keep donating. Keep up the good vibes. Give it up for the Rodriguez over here. And let's get this show going.
Keep it going one more time from Milton Granadillo.